see. I wasn't paying attention. I'll just mention them. There's no need to. Oh, they do. Oh, okay. Okay.
Welcome inside Papa Murphy's Park. Tonight's matchup brought to you by UC Davis Health. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Julissa Ortiz will be roaming the sidelines, and we are underway between the Timbers 2 and the Sacramento Republic. The Timbers 2 coming to this match without a win or a point on the season. They are 0-5. Meanwhile, Sacramento with 9 points, certainly third in the West. And they are underway here at Papa Murphy's Park for just the second time in the regular season. And the Timbers 2 looking to use some of the energy here inside this park to rally up their first point on the season. Kyle Bjornathan from the Seattle native to throw for the first time with the Timbers 2 tonight. Starting lineups for the Republic we'll get to you in just a moment. Here is T2 moving forward as Bijab will pick it back out. So Kippy, Christian, Clementa, Horde in the back line. Evan Newton, the goalkeeper tonight. Nisha Hall, Barrera, and Trickett Smith, the midfield. And Caesar and Ochoa up top for Sacramento. For the visiting Timbers 2, it's Valentin, Clark, Batista, Bjornathan, Hamilton getting the start tonight as the keeper. And the midfield, Arboleda, Granito, Bijab, Lewis, Williams, and Bodley up top for the Timbers 2. Ruby from right to left is the Timbers 2. Sacramento into the south end of the field here. And some good old home cooking, Kevin. Good to be back in front of 11,000 strong here at Papa Murphy's Park.
11,000 strong is right. Great to be back here at Papa Murphy Park. Really look for, Sacramento to feed off this energy that they do week in and week out when we do get these home matches. So another opportunity here for Sacramento to kind of distance themselves in that top third of the table here early in the season. And really, Sacramento needs to take advantage of these home games when they do have the opportunity to do so, Rob.
Well, Kevin, while we have a chance here, let's get to your Chevy keys to the match.
Keys to the match. match. We got Danny Barrera pinched in the middle of the park here tonight. Typically plays out wide, so we need to see Danny Barrera get himself on the ball in that final third and make an impact tonight. Get on the score sheet somehow, get a goal, get an assist. He's played really, really well, but hasn't found himself on that score sheet yet, Rob. So want to see him be impactful tonight and move the ball quickly. 2-3 touches max, move it quickly. If you're able to do that, I think it really opens things up for Sacramento when they do play quickly. And I think Portland might not be able to keep up with the pace that Sacramento can't play with if they move the ball quickly, 1 and 2 touches. And finally, get back on track. Two losses in a row. Need to get back on track. Great opportunity here at home to do so tonight, Rob.
Well, they've got Chris Christian back after serving a 1-game suspension after picking up 2 yellows on the road in the middle of the week there. Tough road stretch for Sacramento. 3 games in 8 days. Picked up 3 points, but fell very close. 1-0 games in back-to-back matches. And here's Travis Caesar looking to break into the box. Goes down, the whistle blows. We had our first free kick coming up for Sacramento. And an early yellow card for the Timbers, too, as well. As it's going to be Renico Clark, the center back from Jamaica, who will be hit early. He's slow to get up for the Timbers, too.
Yeah, and that's just pace right there. Trevin Caesar working with Daniel Tickert-Smith. DTS does a really good job, wins this challenge in that final third. Trevin Caesar quick on his toes, able to get to the ball before Renico Clark. Clark comes in and absolutely cleans Caesar out. Early yellow card for your center back. Something to think about here if you're Portland right now. Or Renico for the rest of the match, the next 88, 90 minutes plus is going to be thinking about that in the back pocket. And probably going to be something to think about and probably will be impactful here through the course of this match. Getting an early yellow card for a center back is a really, really big challenge to know, because every other challenge moving forward, you're going to be thinking about in the back of your head, and you're not going to be fully committed to challenges.
All right, now you look at brought to you by McDonald's, and Kevin, you're exactly right. And now that you have Renico Clark, the 21-year-old, really the elder statesman typically on that back line. They do have Zarek Valentin on loan from the Timbers, made 21 appearances. He'll play that right back position here, but Kevin, a little bit thinner in that back line. They may have to go to some of that youth, and we'll see what happens. So Danny Barrera, the captain's man here tonight with the left foot, and you have Chris Christian lurking along that back line. Trevin Caesar, it's Daniel Tickert-Smith off the face. The Republic looking for a rebound, and it's saved by Wade Hamilton.
Yeah, what an effort there by Wade Hamilton. Daniel Tickert-Smith, not the best free kick ever, goes into the wall. Wall needs to do better there as well. That ball should not be squeaking through that wall. But a good effort, good follow-up by Sacramento Republic as well. They're on their front studs, thinking positively, and lucky for Portland. Get the clearance, clears the danger. Sacramento still in the final third attacking.
And so how about Trevin Caesar from Trinidad and Tobago, played the OC Blues a season ago. Here's a low cross sent in. Now it's Danny Barrera trying to cut back through and into the area. A sliding tackle is whiffed by Daniel Tickert-Smith, and now on the run, here comes the Timbers 2 on the break.
Here's
looking to show some pace on that left side. Here's Arboleda, and Arboleda, very key player for the Timbers 2 off of that left wing. And how about Evan Newton, aggressive coming out. He committed to it, and it paid off well for the keeper.
Arboleda showing his pace right there. Evan Newton's quick, thinking, does a great job, comes out, cleans it out for Sacramento. But there's the pace that we talked about in this earlier with Arboleda. Up that flank, the young Colombian. But good for Sacramento. I love seeing your goalkeeper thinking positively early in this game. What a ball right there.
Ball sent a little too heavy there. And how about Bijev, the key player in that midfield for the Timbers, 2 USL best, 10 assists a season ago, had 8 goals. When he gets hot, the Timbers 2 seem to get hot. He went on one heck of a run toward the end of the season. Timbers 2 rattled off 5 consecutive wins, nearly taking on the Republic in the first round. Lost on a goal differential for that final playoff spot. But this is a team, when they get hot, they can be dangerous, and they have a lot of young talent, Kevin.
Yeah, and Bijev, all things going forward should go through Bijev. And when he's playing well, like you mentioned, the Timbers T2s are usually playing a good quality style of soccer. So look for him to be that maestro in the middle of the park. And in order for Portland really tonight, Rob, in my opinion, to have a successful result, Bijev's going to have a good game tonight.
Well, he's played every single minute of this T2 season so far. Again, not a single point for the Timbers 2 in this early start to the season. And this one barely stays in play, and it's Blake Bodley, the 19-year-old from Idaho, comes back to try to make something out of it. There's Bijev right at his feet, has it taken away from James Kipp. You need a big strike from him, looking for a over the top ball to Trevin Caesar in pace, and Caesar able to win it right back. And so the veteran beating up on the 19-year-old from Waco, Texas, Lamar Batista, getting a taste of Trevin Caesar early.
Yeah, that no-quit attitude, too. It's such a hard thing for your center backs to deal with when you have a forward that has high energy like Trevin Caesar does. You never get a chance to have a break. You never have an easy play. Just becomes a pest to deal with. And here's a good ball over the top. Snuffed out by P2 here.
The Timbers, too, very active. And there's a foul in the midfield. So Jeremy Hall coming all the way up here. Now the Republic looking to attack a much different style of play that we've seen in the Republic. It was only last Saturday, Kevin. This team looked sluggish. They almost just looked lazy, to say the least. Here tonight, a much different team out on the pitch.
Yeah, much better energy so far in the first few minutes.
Forward, back cross, setting. Here comes a diving Wilson knee shot toward the net. And Timbers, too, able to come away with it.
And so far here early in this game, first 7-8 minutes, is typically we see Republic like to sit back a little bit and let the game come to them, let teams build out. But we see, as we just see Trevin Caesar, look how high the team's playing right now. They're playing much, much higher, pressing at Jeremy Hall, pressing all the way up. That's your holding midfielder. So interesting here after talking to Paul, too. He wants to play a little bit higher line of confrontation, if you will. We're not allowing Portland to play out, and it really kind of allows your team to be very proactive, very front stud, forward thinking, but it needs to be an absolute full team effort where you need your strikers to be tuned in when you are pressing, as well as your back four. Really key on the center backs. Emra Clementa and Chris Christian need to be high, push that midfield line on higher as well, so your strikers can play higher and there's no gaps in between. And that, I think, will be interesting here to see how it works for Sacramento. And really, can they continue to do that for 90 minutes is another thing to think about. I don't think fitness should be an issue at this point in the season, but when you got your guys full going, all out from the first whistle, be something to think about here.
Here's a giveaway. Lewis continuing to roll on the ground, and Barrera just missed striking that one by a hair. And now it's the Timbers, too, breaking through and looking for his Augustine Williams, who has 2 goals on this season. And Sacramento able to concede a corner kick.
Yeah, good job by Emra Clementa. Kind of got caught a little flat-footed there. Was able to turn back. And also want to think about the play that just happened was a product of that high pressure. You got Danny Barrera trying to combine, looking to go forward, and try to pick balls up in those situations could really create some successful moments for Sacramento in that high pressure.
And here's a Chick-fil-A corner kick as Bijev sends a low cross in, headed back away by Danny Barrera, back to the feet. The right-footed striker, Bijev. Bijev hard in to the back of Emra Clementa goes. But retaining possession will beat the Timbers, too. Danny Barrera active early on, does not have an assist in this early season. Good ball to Trevin Caesar here. And the quick-footed Caesar now keeps it and looking to dice his way through that back line.
That's well done by Trevin Caesar. Does a good job, retains possession.
And crowd does not like that call, and I have to agree with him. Clearly off the Timbers, too.
It's just one of those things. You know, linesman right in front of the play, and they still can't get the thing right. But well done by Trevin Caesar. Retain possession, still continues to go forward. Tackle goes out for a throw, and unlucky for Sacramento.
Looking to get behind Christian. Augustine Williams.
Other thing here, Rob, too, when you deal with this high pressure play that the Republic will have, it's going to open things up a lot. I think I anticipate a really exciting end-to-end game here tonight.
Down low, Bijev with a strike on it. Evan Newton stumbles a tad, but it just sails to the left.
I tell you what, Bijev's going to be thinking about that one later. That's a great ball, just rolled right across from Zarek Valentine. Bijev's got to do better. That's one of those, use the momentum of the ball coming to you. Inside of the foot, curler to the near post. Should be something that's on target almost every single time. Bijev's going to, you can see him kind of regretting that technique right there, but needs to be better. It's a great opportunity for Portland right there, Rob.
Well, soccer fans, Nike's an official sponsor for the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Shielding, and there's that big body of Sammy Ochoa, player to watch tonight. As 3 goals, 2 assists on the season. Republic's 2 losses, no goals by Sammy Ochoa. What does that say about his impact?
I mean, it's major. He's a guy tonight, back to goal, big body, is able to kind of curl off.
Here's Horde popping one up high. Trevin Caesar trying to shield and bring it down to the turf. And Republic's pressure still on, and now here's Ochoa. Ochoa just misplays it.
Unlucky right there, but Sammy Ochoa, what I love about him, back to goal, he's able to get the ball, has a great first touch, plays it back, lays it off, and spins right around and gets himself in the box. And that's what I love seeing strikers that can play like that. And Ochoa, we've said it before, surprisingly mobile.
Backheaded, misplay. Christian has to come up with a left foot, just gives it enough time. And Arboleda again having a serious impact on that wing. Blake Bodley, another youngster for Timbers 2. Here comes Wilson Nisha out on the wing for the second time this season. Switched over there as a substitute against Swope Park as they had some troubles, and now was switched by Barrera to Elliot Horde, who's played so well this season, earning that spot in that right back position, making his 6th start of the year. Daniel Trickett-Smith volleys it down. Trickett-Smith, back post, anybody there, it's going to be Nisha. And Sacramento continue to push forward. Here's a left-footed Kiffy. Kiffy, back post. And here is Elliot Horde now. Elliot Horde, and a strike that just trebled in to Hamilton. And here joining us from the CW31, we apologize for our technical difficulties, but we are underway here between the Timbers 2 and the Republic, as no score after 12.5 minutes of play. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. The Timbers 2 have not won a game yet. Republic looking to add to their 9 points on the season, currently in 3rd. Here's Trevin Caesar moving forward. Daniel Trickett-Smith now. And there's that triangle that works so well for the Republic from that right side. Trickett-Smith, decent cross in, but to the head of Lamar Batista. Republic very aggressive here tonight, allowing for a few holes, and you got to watch out for number 19, Victor Arboleda, Kevin. Every time there's a counter opportunity, you see number 19 spring it forward.
Yeah, pacey guy, likes to stay up top on the high flank player. But it's been exciting 13, 14 minutes here so far.
So here's Daniel Trickett-Smith. He's got Horde to his right, finds Horde with a slow dribbler. Horde, low cross in and just mistimed it, and Sacramento another blown opportunity early on.
That final pass for Sacramento, the final service of the final pass, it needs to be a little bit better, a little bit more clinical.
All right, let's take a minute. We'll revisit now your Chevy keys to the match, Kevin, real quick.
Yeah, Danny Barrera playing that midfield position here tonight in the middle of the park. Typically plays outside, but need to get him on the score sheet tonight. Needs to be impactful in that final third, I think, for Sacramento to have a good result. He's played really, really well so far this season. Hasn't gotten the score sheet, so want to see him be impactful a little bit more. All
right, here is Bajev, who has been very critical for the Timbers midfield moving forward.
Second is quick ball movement. He's got a good chance here to spring Trevin Caesar forward. We want to see 2 to 3 touches going forward. Move the ball quickly. I think if Sacramento can do that, that'll be too much for Portland to handle. And finally, get back on the right track. 2 losses in a row on the road. Great opportunity here at Papa Murphy Park tonight to come out, get rid of those woes, the road woes, if you will, here at Papa Murphy Park tonight, Rob.
All right. Well, tonight's match brought to you by UC Davis Health and all of our great partners here with the Republic all season long. And this is a match that many assume the Republic should take away 3 points from, but this is a young, hungry squad in the Timbers 2, Kevin, and yet to pick up a point in this early get-go, but the Timbers 2 do have some young talent. Here's Elliot Horde working that final line. It'll get a throw here as defended nicely by Kyle Bjornthen.
Some nice combination play here early in the first 10-15 minutes between Horde and Daniel Trickett-Smith on this right side. Like to see, that's the pairing that you want to see, that as well as on the opposite side with James Kiffy and Wilson Nisha. But so far, Elliot Horde and Daniel Trickett-Smith doing a good job combining, getting themselves forward. Elliot Horde's getting involved in that final third, serving balls in the box. He loves seeing your outside backs, and I know Paul Buckle loves seeing his outside backs get forward. And so far, so good.
So here a little tussling between Emra Clementa and Augustine Williams. And it's good to see Emra Clementa back from that knee injury, has moved into the starting lineup again. He's playing the center back position, but now we're starting to see the physical play of Emra Clementa, not just the finesse that we saw for the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, and still have a talking to here.
And yeah, that is the referee here tonight is Rami Touchon, the assistant referees, Delana Kwan and Taran Ozimeter.
Trevin Caesar going down way too soft right there. He's got a good chance in the box. Needs to be a little bit stronger.
Thomas Granado able to clear. Sacramento dropping 2 consecutive 1-0 matches on the road. There's Elliot Horde, who has played fantastic for the injured Emra Clementa, and now has held on to that starting position. The UC Davis grad from Fresno has become one heck of a player. And Daniel Trickett-Smith looking to throw, get behind Trevin Caesar, and Trevin Caesar just cannot hang on.
That's 2 chances. 2 chances for Trevin Caesar here in the last 10 seconds, 20 seconds. That needs to be better. He's got a good, quick quick thinking by Daniel Trickett-Smith on that throw, and just Trevin Caesar touch is just a little too heavy out for a goal kick.
Let's take a look at our Consolidated Communications matchup of tonight. We talked a little bit about them. It's Vayan Bijev from the Timbers 2 with 1 goal tonight. As the way that the Timbers go, it's Bijev who's usually the maestro to make it all happen. Sammy Ochoa from Tulsa a season ago, 27 appearances, 11 goals. He's got 3 goals this season for Sacramento, Kevin.
Yeah, 3 goals and 2 assists, Rob. He's really been impactful when he's been on the pitch. In order for Sacramento to have a good result tonight, I think Sammy Ochoa needs to get himself on that score sheet.
High kick from Danny Barrera, and the whistle blows, and might be called a handball as well. But either way, the captain's armband going to Barrera, and Zarek Valentin, who is on loan from the Timbers, made 21 appearances with the MLS side. 25 years of age, Kevin, number 16 on the pitch. He is the oldest player for the Timbers 2 right now, that 11.
Yeah, very, very young squad for Portland. Average age just over 20 years.
Looking to get behind Emmer Clemente here is Augustine Williams.
That's well done. That's well done by Emmer Clemente. This is going to see that's the type of ball that he needs to be able to sort out, snuff out early, and see happen as a center back. That's where you kind of really make your bread and butter, is to be able to cut out those diagonal balls and don't let things get in behind you. And I think Emmer has done a really good job kind of evolving in that center back role over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Throw from Bjornthen is misplay now off the back of the left back, and so it'll be a throw for Sacramento. But with that young age, Kevin, there's a lot of talent, and you've got to feel that for Portland, they've let some guys go. I mean, you think about who they're allowed to just walk away from a season ago, and you're looking at key departures of Carlton Belmar, who signed with Swope Park, Nick Beasler, who signed with the Real Monarchs, and Nick Beasler had 49 appearances for the T2 squad in the last couple of seasons. So the different mindset here tonight.
Yeah, different mindset. You know, Belmar last week against Sacramento was one of the most impactful players. Really changed the game.
Daniel Trickett-Smith showing some footwork, and no doubt that Daniel Trickett-Smith had some skill. Here's Trevin Caesar up over the top, trying to keep it in play. Looking for that low cross just behind Ochoa, but able to get it back to his feet. And Caesar and the Republic will slow things up, but the Republic's attack has been relentless tonight, and big part of that is Elliot Horde. Elliot Horde and Arboleda battling. Arboleda showing that lower body strength, able to take it away. And on the counter, here comes the T2. Spraying it wide just off the ankle of James Kiffey to slow it for a moment, and it'll be a throw. The pace is quick tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, it's going to be end-to-end, really. We got Sacramento typically plays that sit back, wait, try to spring a counter almost. And tonight you see him absolutely pressing going forward, making it really difficult for Portland's back four. And it's been interesting to see Sacramento do it. This is one of the first times we really have seen them been that aggressive on the press. But it also needs to happen from line to line to line, meaning their forwards need to be tuned in. Your midfield needs to be right in behind them with no gaps. Your back four needs to be right in behind the midfield as well with no gaps. And really starts from your 2 center backs of Emmer Clemente and Chris Christian to kind of set the tone and set the pace for that high press style that we see tonight, Rob.
At the feet of Granito here. Arboleda back to the middle of the pitch. Granito with a strong strike. It'll pop up on him, and Wilson Nishaw may have gotten the final touch on that. Would be a goal kick coming up. Well, for our fans at home, you can follow live stats and more via Twitter through the club's Twitter handle at SacRepublicFC or hashtag SACVPOR. So Sac versus Portland here. Great evening here in Northern California. 66 degrees, and it has been quite a cold start for the Timbers too, not only in the standings as they are 0-5, but Kevin, this is the first match they played. The game was over 59 degrees. They have had a cold start to their season in all 5 of those early matches, so many of them happy just not to be wearing gloves tonight. And a beautiful spring day here in Northern California. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Julissa Ortiz is roaming the sidelines here tonight, and we'll hear from her at halftime. No score after about 20 minutes of play at Papa Murphy's Park. Wade Hamilton getting the start tonight. As if you're just joining us late, as Kendall McIntosh was called up to the 18 for the Timbers. As Jake Gleason, once formerly known here with the Republic, suffering a slight hip injury. So McIntosh up, Wade Hamilton making his first start of the season. The Southern California native made 11 appearances a season ago, but a good opportunity for Hamilton.
Now, opportunity, you know, at any point, anywhere, whatever level you're at, if you get an opportunity, you want to go out there and perform at your best. Tonight's a good opportunity for Wade Hamilton to come out, show well against a good side in Sacramento, and do his best to get that clean sheet, make a couple saves, and make it difficult for Andrew Greger in terms of decisions on who's playing and who's not playing.
So Andrew Greger in his first full season with the Timbers too, played MLS for 11 seasons, a very strong midfielder, played the assistant role at the Timbers 2 a season ago. Meanwhile, technical director and head coach Paul Buckle for Sacramento. And Clemente, shifty little play here. Elliot Horde able to keep it along the touchline. Good chance here for Sacramento to attack. Elliot Horde again, who's had at his feet quite a bit tonight. A little back heel from from Danny Barrera looking for Nisha. And Hall and company now have to retreat as the counter coming from the Timbers 2.
Great step there by Jeremy Hall.
So Adam Moffitt not in the lineup today because of a groin strain. And so Jeremy Hall now back in the midfield, has played the center back position a couple of these last matches. Looking for Trevor Caesar into the area, forcing it from James Kiffey, not able to make it. Kiffey had a fantastic 2016 season, Kevin. A little bit of a slow go for number 15 for Republic.
Yeah, one of those players that's just been so steady for Paul Buckle. You know what you're going to get from him game in and game out. Hasn't been getting forward as much as I think you'd like to see him get forward. Still early in the season. Plenty of time for him to adjust and get himself going on the right direction. But here's a good example of this high pressure for Sacramento right now. Eventually probably going to lead to a kick from Wade Hamilton. But this is what Paul wants to see. He wants to see his side be able to press a little bit, maybe try to nick something in that final third and go, or force something like this where it becomes really easy for the announcer's curse as
it finds Arboleda to his feet and Evan Newton able to keep it in.
But really, and that's what I like. As a player, I prefer playing that high pressure type system when you don't have the ball. And as a center back, it makes things a little bit easier because typically you're getting balls lumped in the air, or lumped in that situation sometimes where it goes back to your goalkeeper.
Ochoa goes down and the whistle blows, and having to be careful already is Lamar Batista, as the other center back, Renico Clark, already has a yellow card.
Yeah, I mean, revisiting that, Renico Clark in the first 2 or 3 minutes gets a yellow card. Hard foul against Trevin Caesar. Trevin Caesar's just able to beat Renico Clark with his pace a little bit. So something to think about as a center back. You get a yellow card in the first 2 minutes. That means the 88+ minutes that you're going to be worried about. That's going to be in the back of your head, thinking about that you can't concede a tough challenge. It's something that is going to be impactful here for the rest of the match, with Renico Clark having that yellow card in his back pocket already.
And here's the other thing for Renico Clark. That's his 4th caution on the season, so he's racking those up pretty quickly. Daniel Trickett-Smith, Danny Barrera both over the ball. It'll be a quick short tap to Danny Barrera, who will move forward into the area looking for a left-footed strike. We'll switch it to the left side to find James Kiffey. Not much gain there. Now looking for the back post. Trevin Caesar was there. The crowd gets into it, and it's Kyle Bjornathan who breaks it up and just goes up into the air to the area.
Yeah, the left back doing what he needs to do in the right position right there is a great job.
Here's Horde again looking for Caesar. Lets it fly behind him, and now it's Hall coming up. Over the top of the head goes Trickett-Smith and into the gut of Wade Hamilton.
Going back to Bjornathan, well done. Great ball in by James Kiffey, which you just talked about. I want to see him get up on that left side a little bit more frequently. Serves a good ball in the box. A few Republic players around, Sammy Ochoa, Trevin Caesar, but flicked out on a solid defensive play by Bjornathan. Saving the Portland Timbers 2 here early.
And a throw here, and again, Tyler Blackwood not in the lineup, no for any other reason, just a little bit of rest, as Coach Buckle saying he's played just about every single minute from preseason on to the first 5 regular season matches, and just wants to make sure his left winger is good to go for most of this season. It's a long year here, 30 matches in the USL, plus playoffs if you get that far. And Horde, just a little missed time there, not able to keep it a play. Arboleda with another impact. Just
moves himself into pressure there, Elliot Horde does. Needs to get the ball off his feet a little bit quicker, have a better idea what he's going to do with it before he gets it. But really look for the outside backs to play a prominent role going forward. You have 2 outside wingers. You got Daniel Trickett-Smith as well as Wilson Nisha, who like to pinch in a little bit, aren't necessarily your flank players that like to go end-to-end and whip balls in the box. So what that allows, it allows for a lot of space to open up on that outside part of the pitch. allowing your outside backs to move up into that space and hopefully serve some balls in the box. We've already seen some pretty good results.
Here's a good run. Daniel Trickett-Smith volleys it down to himself, shielding for just a moment, allows for Elliot Horde to come up to it. Elliot Horde, strong strike, back post, Ochoa.
Sarah Valentine, well done.
Here's Kippy, quickly back to Deshawn with a quick tap. And just missed it wide.
It's a good ball in from James Kiffey. Hard on the ground to Wilson Nishot. Kind of tough for you to open your body and really just need a soft touch to redirect it on target. Unable to make the technique happen for him, but still, nonetheless, good positioning, good movement going forward for Sacramento.
Wilson Nishot, 5 appearances, 3 goals in 111 minutes in 2016. Followed up here in 2017 with 2 goals and assists in 6 appearances. And the Englishman, just 23 years of age, but what a find for the Republic to sign him in the final 8 matches of the year last season. Christian goes up high, no whistle blown, and so Sacramento now looking to move things forward. Trevin Caesar, who has been very active here tonight, a strong goal striker himself. And there the whistle blows, and might be going to the pocket is the official here. It's going against Augustine Williams. So Williams now with a yellow card, brought to you by the McDonald's, and that is the second of the night for the Timbers too. And so Remy Touchon not afraid to go to that pocket and book a couple of players early on here.
Yeah, just kind of silly by Augustine Williams. No reason to do, no need for that. And I mean, it's still relatively early in the game here where he's going to have to think about that. I mean, they're through the course of the game, it's going to be in the back of his head. So just you have 2 early cautions for 2 Timbers players here tonight that probably will play a significant role potentially for the rest of the game.
Here's Emma Clementa, just 14 appearances after going down that ACL injury here in the middle of summer, and did not return to this year, but what a remarkable return for Clementa. Back to his goal there, and the whistle blown off the arm of Ochoa. So it'll be timbered ball here set up. Well, people in your office are tired of saying, bless you, well, it's allergy season, and on good day, you'll find out what simple things you can do around the house to keep allergies at a minimum. That's Monday, good day, right now on CW31 each and every morning, where you also can find Julissa Ortiz.
Another thing here, Rob, what I hope I'm going to see is you got Sammy Ochoa, a guy who's played in a lot of games, played many professional games, you know, and if he's savvy enough here, you're going to be going after Renico Clark. And every time you got a 50-50 challenge with Renico, I mean, you might embellish things a little bit.
And a whiff here by Bjornathan allows Horde to come up and find Trickett-Smith, who's in space. Trickett-Smith, good cross in, and just sailed on him just a tad, but was going for Ochoa. You got to like those crosses sent and gives you a good look. And now Sacramento right back at it. Trevin Caesar just missed timing, trying to get there, and it's a handball, whistle blown on Augustine Williams.
It's a great ball by Daniel Trickett-Smith. The right weight, the right height, just didn't get a good enough angle on it to pull it away from Wade Hamilton's goal. But going back to what we're talking about with Renico Clark, I think this is a relatively big part of this match we should focus on just for a minute here, in that, you know, Sammy Ochoa or Trevin Caesar, when they go up against him 1v1, where they're taking him on, going up for a challenge, going up for a header, whatever it is, think about it, have it in the back of your mind that some sort of foul from behind or some elbow that comes up, I mean, through the course of the game, it's bound to happen, but try to go at him, try to make him make that move, make him make that challenge, make him dive in.
And another whistle blows, and I will say that Touchon has blown the whistle quite quickly here. It became a little bit physical between Williams and Clementa, and since that point, the whistle has blown a little bit more frequently. Here's Horde, who's had quite a few touches already tonight, and just not able to break one through quite yet. No score here in Sacramento. And Trevin Caesar then brought down from behind, and a whistle will come again, and that time it's Lamar Batista, the other center back, and he'll be quickly talk as Caesar tries a quick start, will not allow it to happen. But Touchon going to have a quick chat with both sides here, and it's getting physical.
And that's as a center back. There's no reason to foul there. There's no reason to dive in. You got Trevin Caesar checking back towards the ball, away from the goal. As a center back, just stand him up, and a win in a situation like that for Lamar Batista is for the ball to be played backwards and just stay on him, force him to go back. So it's not too difficult to play, but you see a lot of players nowadays diving in that situation. There's no reason to do that. Be patient.
Here's Daniel Trickett-Smith, has an assist on the season, would like a nice strike here.
Sneak this one on the near post, Daniel Trickett-Smith.
See if we can add to it. 21-year-old.
Get cheeky and sneak it on that near post, bud.
Short, quick tap, Ochoa's there. Follow up, broken up. Beautiful play call by the Republic, all kinds of space, just couldn't convert.
Or you could go back to the training ground and pull that off. Wonderful, wonderful play there by Sacramento with good weight on all those passes. And just a beautiful little curl off by Sammy Ochoa, right into his stride, really. And unlucky for Sacramento. They're well defended by Portland at the end.
Chick-fil-A corner kick, Danny Barrera. Crowd stomping their feet. Barrera deep. Clemente goes up. Caesar trying to keep it in play. Able to sneak around the pace of Trevin Caesar as he circles all the way around. Trevin Caesar is fantastic to watch.
This is a great switch of play here from Sacramento. How quick that ball moved back.
Danny Barrera crashing. Again was Ochoa. And now Christian's asking for some help back as springing it forward is Bajev. As Bajev and Nisha going at it. Nisha typically up top, playing well in that midfield position. Great defending there by Elliott Horde to break things up. The Republic have been able to retreat and react every time. Timbers 2 have been able to spring something forward. Good showing so far here, but here's Andrea Lewis, young potential. Again, 22 years of age, 24 appearances a season ago. For the Timbers 2, Lewis, they're counting on him to play a vital role in the Timbers 2 season. Couple of quick touches. Augustine Caceres, too heavy. Excuse me, Augustine Williams. No whistle blown. Here's Arboleda. Arboleda will pause in space. Breaking front forward, trying to find just an inch. Gets around that back line. Right back up, set up for the Timbers 2. Cross set in. Poked away by Emerald Clementa. The Republic in trouble here as the Timbers 2 continue to put on pressure. And a big swing and a miss here on that right side. And so Sacramento able to breathe after what was probably the best possession of Portland tonight.
Yeah, Jeremy Hall's talking to the official, asking for a foul there. But, you know, my complaint, my comment for that would be you have to have communication in the back. One of your center backs is seeing the whole thing, seeing that whole play develop, seeing the pressure come. You need to let your guy know that he's got someone sneaking up, and Jeremy needs to be a little bit more alert as well himself.
So, interesting thing, Vian Bajev, after last week's defeat, we're talking about the Republic, says we're going to move them around, squeeze them in, get some crosses in, and hopefully score some goals. Have they been able to do that so far, do you think, in this first half of play?
No, so far they've been hanging on.
Trevin Caesar, shoulder-to-shoulder whistle blows. May have been offside first, and it was, so they'll come right back. But what Bajev is saying, I mean, it's really been the Sacramento Republic who's imposed their will in the T2 so far.
Yeah, I think really that's what Sacramento's done a really good job at is exactly what Bajev said. He wants to, you know, squeeze them in, which they have a high pressure. They want to get some crosses. We've seen a lot of crosses by Sacramento. So, I mean, Sacramento's doing more of what Bajev's saying here. And T2 is simply kind of, I think, hoping to not concede right now. Had a couple chances to break, but that's been really it for them, the counterattack. They're not building up. They're not playing the ball out wide and get crosses, and they're simply looking to sit back and catch Sacramento out. And have done that a couple of times here early in the match. We had Evan Newton have to come off his line and clear the ball as Arboleda was streaking up that left flank, potentially almost one-on-one with him.
Hall whistle for the foul here. Curling ball in.
Well done by Newton. Well done by Newton.
Newton saves and keeps it in play, and so no longer a corner kick either. The brilliant move by Evan Newton, who's getting the start tonight.
Love those little small intrinsic details. A guy like Evan Newton right there doesn't really go down on the score sheet, or maybe not even as a save, but saves a corner nonetheless. That allows Sacramento to even keep the ball and clear their line.
And the Old Dominion star getting the starts at home. Meanwhile, you see Dominic Jacobek getting the starts out on the road as some tussling taking place in the midfield there between Ochoa and it appears to be Batista. And now the whistle will blow as Ochoa is furious. A conversation will happen.
I mean, it's been
happening more than once tonight between those two.
And this is what a guy like Ochoa brings. That big body, likes the confrontation, likes the contact. And when you already got a guy like Renico Clark on that yellow card, and you got Batista who's diving in quite a bit, I mean, there's going to be more of this happening through the game, as a guy like Ochoa just likes to have that contact, and he'll draw the contact.
So Evan Newton making his third start of the season. .5 goals against average so far. Has made 3 saves heading into this match. 1-1 his record on the year. And between Djokovic and Newton, they didn't allow teams more than a goal a game, which was very impressive. Led the Republic to the top of the Western Conference. Here's Elliot Horde. And off the hand of Bjornathan, and it was in a natural position apparently, so the whistle will not be blown. Cooler night, wind starting to pick up here from the south end. Over the top, Bjev in good space. Evan Newton plays it to his left, comes back to his right.
I think Evan Newton got bailed out right there. He's caught kind of in no man's land.
And here's Jeremy Hall taking it himself. Working from the box, out into space, looking for Trevin Caesar, and it's Zarek Valentin colliding with the striker Caesar.
Caesar just slowed his run up. It's a good ball. It's a good run by Trevin Caesar as well. Good ball from Jeremy Hall. Looks like Caesar thought he had more time. Zarek Valentin showed his pace right there.
Here's Bjev. Williams peels off to the right. Bjev slowing things down. Granito. Arboleda, who's been the one bright spot for T2 early on in this play and just misplayed. That time, like Bjev came up hobbling, appears to be okay. Timbers 2 is trying to find that gap. The Republic have done a nice job of squeezing them in to the right side. Here's the Timbers 2 attack, trying to work hard, trips him up in the box, and it's a penalty kick coming up. It's Jeremy Hall with the infraction, just stuck his toe out there, and Blake Bodley now has an opportunity to take the first lead of the night for the Timbers 2.
Yeah, I mean, it really looks like Jeremy Hall's just not working his feet well enough here. He got going away from the goal. There's no reason to dive in. Just work your feet, shuffle them outside the box and regroup. It is really the first opportunity, the first chance we've seen T2 build up in that final third, retain possession a little bit, and look what comes of it. You get a penalty, and that's how quickly things change. Against the run of play here, Sacramento has had the vast majority of the chances, but this is the game. This is soccer. Changes like that with a snap, and all of a sudden you've got a penalty opportunity here with Bjev lining up.
So it is Vian Bjev who has a goal already this season. The first penalty kick for the Portland Timbers 2 on the season. And Jeremy Hall just went back to the referee, Touchon, and had a few choice words. And Daniel Trickett-Smith with a word of encouragement to the keeper, Evan Newton. And Bjev, a strong right-footed player, so vital to the Timbers 2's success, trying to poke in the game's first goal here. Bjev strikes it softly into the back of the net, and it's 1-0. Portland Timbers 2 on the road.
Bjev with a little bit of class right there. That's pretty well taken as a penalty. The quick first 2 or 3 steps and simply dinks it down the middle, commits Evan Newton to Evan Newton's right, and still Sacramento pretty furious with that call. You know, from up here, don't know how much contact there was, but Jeremy Hall definitely stuck that foot in, stuck that boot in.
Take one more look at it. So it is Bjev who just so calmly able to put in the back of the net, and the crowd here, deafening moments ago, has fallen silent. But this 11,000 plus fans here at Papa Murphy's Park looking to try to rally this team here as we are back live underway here. And now a quick start to go. Wilson Nishaw in stride, and it's down to the turf he goes, is Andre Lewis, and the whistle blows from the referee. And so it will be a free kick coming up for Timbers 2. Timbers 2 have not scored a lot of goals so far this season. That is just their third. They've allowed 6. Have yet to have a point in this early season, 0-5. But here they are on the road against one of the top teams contending for a USL title in the Republic, and they're using the crowd to their advantage. Kevin, it's all about opportunities. Timbers 2 haven't had many of them. They take one and they take it for a goal. Up top goes Clemente, headed away. And Granito fighting with Trent. It's Smith who's been very active on this racket on this right side. And we've seen the physical play. The center backs have been troubled. 2 yellow cards have been thrown. And yet the Republic trailed by a goal.
Had the majority of the play against the run of play. Portland.
Arsene Williams goes up, and it's a handball. Quick start for Sacramento. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune to the USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. That's Mondays at 9 o'clock Eastern on Sirius XMFC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Board goes down softly. Arboleda will turn. And the visitors in white and Ponderosa green looking to add to their one goal here as they've now slowly taken over the possession time in the last couple of minutes. Breaking to that right side, Timbers 2 looking to do something here with a cross. Augustine Williams the target, back to Arboleda from Clementa. Clementa ricochets it down. And there's the opportunities the Timbers 2 have been seeking from the early start here. And their coach, Andrew Greger, said, you know, balls just don't seem to be going our way right now. We got to keep putting our head down and continue to do what we're doing. Feels like the opportunity's there. They outshot a week ago, even in the lost 1-0.
Yeah,
and
Vancouver,
so here they are. They've got a one-goal advantage, so it's hard to stay committed to what you're doing when there's not much success. But now they've got a little bounce in their step here with the goal advantage.
Yeah, I think the talent's there. That kind of shows, you know, you kind of not necessarily have the majority of the possession, but at any moment in the game, all it takes is a couple passes. And I think Portland has the talent and the ability for these guys, some of their players, to step up and affect the game.
Here's a speedster, Williams. Williams able to take down Clementa for a minute, find to the right side, and a little dink into the arms of Evan Newton. It was Bajev who had a good look on goal, could not convert, and the crowd will enjoy that one. But Kevin, dangerous play from the Timbers 2.
Yeah, very, very dangerous. A great job by Jeremy Hall tracking back. Another poor giveaway by Sacramento.
There's Williams again, the 19-year-old from Sierra Leone, now starting to have his impact in the match. And Sierra Leone producing quite a few players, and it's interesting to see how many find their way into the USL. But Williams starting to get a couple of mentions or even comparisons to the great Fernando Adi. So as you know, one of the top goal scorers for the Timbers, and they feel that he's got the type of face, he's got the length as an Adi, but maybe not the fierce competitiveness, but he's still 19 years old. As Adi's a very special player, Kevin, but it's not a bad comparison to have at such a young age.
Yeah, big body, both of them have big bodies, big lengthy, good size, and they're strong. Just a matter of going out there and starting to score goals.
Gilmore's service is heating in air, bringing us 2 minutes of stoppage time here on the pitch tonight. 2 minutes added to the first half of play here for the Republic and the Timbers 2. It is the Timbers 2 on a penalty kick from Bajev, who have made this 1-0 here. And it was really becoming a cooler night in the capital city. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. You're watching Portland versus Sacramento in the USL on the CW31.
Great turn.
Trevin Caesar has had a couple of moving forward springs, goes down softly. A little poke from Lamar Batista. No whistle blown. A lot of success the Republic have had tonight. They've had ample opportunities along that right side as well. Ochoa with the best look from a free kick a little bit more than 5 minutes ago.
Portland's kind of settled themselves down and controlled the last 10 minutes of this game. After the first 35 minutes.
Arboleda colliding along that back line with James Kiffey. James Kiffey able to somehow earn it back. Central Coast native James Kiffey came on late in 2014 and all the way to that championship, and has been a mainstay at that left back position ever since. Sacramento's passing so far this season has been phenomenal. Second best in the USL when it comes to accuracy, 79% heading into this match. They've attempted the second most passes. They move the ball, hold possession well, and Emra giving up on the play nearly allows Williams to spring one. Here's Danny Barrera. Good looking ball here. Weighted perfectly. Trevin Caesar's onside. Caesar just to the right side. Last touch by the Timbers too. And it should be a corner kick coming up for Sacramento, and no help coming, and there will be a corner kick. It's Danny Barrera. One more look at it, Kevin Goldthwait. A great chance for Trevin Caesar.
A great chance and a good effort even by Trevin Caesar. I tell you what, you know who answered the call was Wade Hamilton right there. Unbelievable save by Wade Hamilton down to his left. Great ball in by Danny Barrera. Unlucky for Trevin Caesar. Trevin does darn near exactly what you want him to do. Puts it low, tries to find the corner. Wade Hamilton answers the call. What a wonderful save.
Left-footed Barrera curling in. Misplayed here. Hall inserting it is Clementa. Just too soft. Wade Hamilton will pick it up.
Feeling a little confident there. Takes the ball with his feet. Wade Hamilton does on his own 6 with a few guys in there.
And the whistle's about to blow here, and it does. So that's the first 45 minutes is in the books. The Portland Timbers, too, have picked up the first goal on a foul called on Jeremy Hall deep into the box. And it's Vian Bajev who scores his second goal on the season. And so the Timbers, too, who come into this match without a victory, have the lead as they head into the break. And the Sacramento Republic pull it back out. We've got 45 minutes to play. We've got a halftime show coming up as well. Stay tuned right here on the CW 31.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from US Bank could help make it possible. And a dedicated financial partner will be with you every step of the way. See about pre-qualifying today. US Bank, the power of possible.
Honey, our garage needs a makeover.
What? The man cave's perfect.
I was thinking something like this.
Oh.
Or maybe this.
Is that the new CRV?
Or even this.
Now you're talking.
It's NorCal Honda's Dream Garage Sales Event, where $179 a month gets you a new Honda Civic, $199 a month gets you a stylish new Accord, or get the 2017 CRV, Car and Driver's best compact SUV. This event ends April 30th, so see your NorCal Honda dealer today.
Murphy's Law says if you have ingredients for chaos, chaos will happen. Papa Murphy's Law says if you have a pizza made right in front of you with ingredients like scratch-made dough and fresh-grated real mozzarella, peace will reign at dinner time. Murphy's Law of, uh-oh. Papa Murphy's Law of, oh yes. Tonight, home bake a large cowboy, just $10. Papa Murphy's.
There's a place that brings together teams of world-class problem solvers. Here, they save lives at a moment's notice, restore sight to those who otherwise would not see, empower those facing immobility to live active lives. Through teamwork and bold innovation, they confront the toughest medical challenges to make the world a healthier place. UC Davis Health System.
One of our favorite news guys, Deuce Mason, live in downtown Sacramento, looking for a sweet, sweet embrace.
How's that feel? Awesome.
Yeah.
Get a sweaty one. Good. Yeah. How'd it feel? Hey, that was a good one.
Did shower twice.
Yeah. You want one too? Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
All right.
That was a good one.
Oh. Ow! It's a joyous hug.
How'd that feel? Guys, I'm hugging everybody. Well, don't buzz me. You're getting a hug and you're gonna like it.
Watch Good Day and find your happy place.
Welcome back to Papa Murphy's Park here in the CW31 alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister, and Sacramento finding themselves in the hole after 45 minutes of play. Let's get to our halftime stats brought to you by Sacramento State. And Kevin, the advantage mostly in the Republic's favor, except for that one that matters, and that's the goals, 1-0.
Yeah, it was kind of against the run of play. Really, I think possession's been pretty equal. I think Sacramento probably had majority of chances in terms of getting in behind the opposition's back four, but like you said, Rob, the only stat that matters at this point is the goals, and Sacramento trail in that category.
All right, so Sacramento, who has been so good in that passing efficiency throughout the season here, this one has been good in the attack early on. They've sent a lot of good crosses in, but Kevin, you look at the numbers, it just has not worked out for them in that first 45. Still a lot of time left to play here, however, and so you've got a great aggressive Sacramento club that can probably get things done here in the next 45.
Yeah, I think you probably, obviously disappointed being down 1-0 in this situation, but it's been a good half of soccer for Sacramento, and hopefully they just continue doing that in the second half.
All right, we'll have your highlights coming up, and after that, we'll have an interview with Adam Smith as well. So stay tuned, that's all coming right here on the CW31.
This is the Silverado Special Edition.
This is one gorgeous truck.
Oh, did I say there was only one special edition? Because actually there's 5.
Nice. Strength and style.
Make a strong decision. Find your tag and get 16% below MSRP on select Silverado 1500 pickups in stock. That's over $7,900 on this Chevy Silverado. See your greater Sacramento area Chevy dealers.
Murphy's Law says if you have ingredients for chaos, chaos will happen. Papa Murphy's Law says if you have a pizza made right in front of you with ingredients like scratch-made dough and fresh-grated real mozzarella, peace will reign at dinner time. Murphy's Law of, uh-oh. Papa Murphy's Law of, oh yes. Tonight, home bake a large cowboy, just $10. Papa Murphy's.
Sacramento on Monday, May 1st. The new era Monday Night Raw returns with a double main event. After a vicious assault, Roman Reigns looks for retribution against the monster among men, Braun Strowman, live. Plus, Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe collide one-on-one. And don't miss the Hardy Boys, Chris Jericho, and all your favorite superstars. It's WWE Raw, live on Monday, May 1st. Tickets are available.
The 2017 Subaru Impreza. It's the longest-lasting vehicle in its class. And a 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus with eyesight and steering responsive headlights. The 2017 Subaru Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
For 29 years, Shingle Spring Subaru has been offering great deals and amazing service with no closers and no pressure. Family owned and operated. They're located just 10 minutes up Highway 50 from Folsom.
At Cache Creek, we have the numbers that make players happy. 95% payback in the penny hit zone. We always stand on 17 and pay 3-2 on blackjack. Cache Creek Casino Resort. Play here, play the best.
The treasure hunt is on at Cache Creek till May 29th. There's a guaranteed $5,000 winner at every drawing, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 and 10 p.m. Set sail for the treasure hunt, only at Cache Creek. Play here, play the best.
This is your RAM Auto Update.
It's the Roseville Auto Mall Factory Certified Sales Event going on now.
I was amazed on how many different models and types of cars they have here.
I like the selection here. You have a wide range of vehicles in a small area.
Choose from the largest selection of factory certified pre-owned vehicles in Northern California.
Great service, great cars, everything about them is amazing.
I would absolutely recommend the Auto Mall to my friends. I think it's a great place to shop for cars.
The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
Welcome back here on the CW31 alongside Kevin Goldthwait and Rob McAllister, and we have the 2017 Western Conference standings and another victory today, another 3 points for San Antonio. They remain atop of the West. Meanwhile, Sacramento right there in the hunt, the top four, and trying to work their way up from the basement. You know, the Portland Timbers too, but Seattle Sounders too holding on that 8th spot right now. Any dangerous teams you like? I mean, Colorado Springs playing well early on. Swope Park saw them a week ago.
Yeah, so I was Swope Park, 3 games played. So I mean, got some games in hand and still have that 9-point number. So look to see them continue to climb too once they get a couple more games under their belt. Still early in the season. There's a lot of things that can happen, but obviously the sooner that you can start distancing yourself from that basement side of things, the better off you are. And I think Sacramento's in a good position right now, but need to start getting points.
All right, let's take a look at your first half highlights brought to you by NorCal Honda. And for Sacramento owning the possession early on, Kevin, they continued the attack. Opportunity after opportunity, just could not sneak one past the goalkeeper, Wade Hamilton, who's having a very impressive night. And then finally, the foul that came up with Jeremy Hall there and setting up the easy penalty kick goal for Bichub.
Yeah, Bichub does a great job here. The quick first 2 steps and just a little dink down the middle, forces Evan Newton to go down to his right. Gets that all-important goal for Portland here, puts Sacramento kind of in a bit of a hole with a hill to climb in the second half. But like I said earlier, I think Sacramento just needs to continue doing what they're doing. Don't need to reinvent the wheel here coming out. Still press, still attack, and hopefully get yourself an equalizing goal quickly in the second half.
Well, Kevin, it was not too long ago last season where nearly 75% of the goals scored by the Republic came in that second half of play.
Yeah, I mean, kind of one of those teams that's able to go in the locker room, regroup. I think it's credit to the coaching staff of Sacramento and what they do top to bottom with their analysts, everyone. Chris Melnab up here in the booth next to us, crunching stats, looking at numbers, and does a good job getting in the locker room and shows his the coaching staff what needs to be done and what needs to change or evolve.
All right, well, it's a 1-0 advantage for the Timbers too. Can the Republic bounce back out of the half here? That's right here on the CW31. Stay tuned.
Here we are, our eyes wide open. We see the road ahead. We're part of something bigger. We're the dreamers, the heroes, the ones who change our communities, build our cities, are passionate about compassion. There are more like you here than unlike you. So take hold and see yourself in the present. See that vision unfold among others. Redefine the possible. Redefine you.
Días de lo bueno.
Bethany, ¿por qué estás aquí?
He regresado.
Te dije que nunca volvieras.
Sí, pero he regresado.
What's going on here? Bethany Ken always wanted to be in a telenovela, but they don't speak Spanish.
So we have to interpret for them when Good Day is over.
That's kind of weird.
Watch Good Day in Spanish using the SAP function on your TV.
Que nunca volvieras.
Sí, pero he regresado.
This is the Silverado Special Edition.
This is one gorgeous truck.
Oh, did I say there was only one special edition? Because actually there's 5.
Nice. Strength and style.
Make a strong decision. Find your tag and get 16% below MSRP on select Silverado 1500 pickups in stock. That's over $7,900 on this Chevy Silverado. See your greater Sacramento area Chevy dealers.
At Wiener Schnitzel, we're on a mission to bring you the best tasting dogs in America. From the Southwest, to the streets of Chicago, to the easy breezy islands. We were inspired one delicious dog at a time, and we can't wait for you to try our tasty souvenirs. Introducing the Blazin' Teriyaki Pineapple Dog, the Green Chili Chili Cheese Dog, and the Chicago Dog. Stop by today for a bite of the USA, only at Wiener Schnitzel.
Welcome back. We are live this evening here at Papa Murphy's Park. It is Sacramento Republic FC taking on Timbers 2. I am Julissa Ortiz. It is halftime, just a few minutes left. Coach, assistant coach here, Adam Smith. Let's talk about that first half. The setup, we were off to a great start. Of course, we're now 1-0 here.
Yeah, disappointing to be 1-0 down. I think we came out the blocks in good shape. We're actually quite pleased with how the first half has gone, despite the goal. Our plan was to come out and press them and try and get at them and expose them, and I think we did that. We've got down the sides many times. We just haven't had that killer instinct that we.
How do you regroup after that goal, that penalty that resulted in a goal, especially as it was against run of play?
Yeah, I mean, that can happen. The boss was very positive at half-time with his talk. You know, he's told the lads, he reminded them of the good things that they've been doing. I don't think we're making any changes right now. We've just got to keep playing, and we'll get our chance.
Take a look at the next half.
Thank you
so much. All right, Rob, Kevin, back over to you.
Welcome back to Papa Murphy's Park alongside Kevin Goldthwait and Rob McAllister, and a cool night here. We're starting around 68 degrees, dropping rapidly as the wind picks up, and hopefully that will be the goal-scoring opportunities for Sacramento as well. Kevin, let's take a relook at your Chevy keys to the match here early on. You wanted to see Danny Barrera get more involved. He's been involved. He's now in the middle of the park here because of the starting lineup. What have you seen from him, and is he doing what you want him to do?
Yeah, I think Danny's done a good job in that final third. Unlucky to not get an assist with Trevin Caesar, with a great save, obviously, by Wade Hamilton, and just ending that half. So I think we're doing a good job in terms of using Danny Barrera, and really, I mean, coming back home, the third point that we want to talk about is get on the right track. Haven't really done that. Obviously, we still have 45 minutes to change that and move the ball quickly. I think when they've been successful, they've done that. Sacramento has moved the ball quickly. Need to be more consistent with that in the second half in order, I think, to really kind of penetrate and break through Portland Timbers' 2 back 4.
Well, soccer can be a cruel game. You can play better opportunities, and then all it takes is one good strike from the opponent, or in this case, one foul, and now do we have a much different game than what we probably should expect.
And really, like, one just like lapse in judgment, lapse in concentration by Jeremy Hall. You typically expect a little bit better from him, the veteran Jeremy Hall. I'd like to see him move his feet more. Still don't know how much contact was drawn, but nonetheless, I think Jeremy needs to move his feet a little bit better in that situation. But you're right, you can control the pace, you can control the tempo, you can control the ball, you can have all the shots you want as you can. But at the end of the day, it just matters how the quality of the chances, and can you put these things in the back of the net. We've been kind of preaching this song for a long time for Sacramento Republic, where they typically control the pace of the play, they control the possession, they control the ball, but need to be better and more clinical in that final third. And there's going to be chances in the second half for Sacramento as we get underway here. But it comes down to who's going to take the thing by the throat and get themselves on the score sheet and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and get that goal for Sacramento to equalize, and all of a sudden the game's turned on its head.
Well, Sacramento now heading to the north end of the field, to the front of the Tower Bridge Battalion, who's been vocal as ever, one of the greatest support groups in the USL. There's no doubt about that. Here's Emre Clemente coming way up and looking to make a play, and Bijev now working to their side, the left. Is showing places. Arboleda gets deep into the area, breaking it up for a moment. It is Elliot Horde, who may have just saved a goal for the Republic.
Yeah, Elliot kind of got caught right there. It's Emre Clemente coming out with just too heavy of a touch there. Probably should have just elected to use his head, clear the line, get yourself back. Good a counterattack opportunity. Arboleda and Elliot Horde just enough to push Arboleda off balance, and allows Evan Newton to come out there and snag the ball. But a scary early moment for Sacramento.
And Daniel Chicken-Smith will quickly to throw Trevin Caesar in the starting lineup tonight as Wilson Nishan moved out to the wing position, and Caesar has been very active. His pace maybe tops in the West, as you can see him fly around this pitch here tonight, but they've not been able to spring him forward for yet a goal. A couple of good opportunities, but Republic have yet to get on the board now, heading their third straight match without a goal. They've lost the last 2 games on the road, 1-0. James Kiffey will loft one into the box, looking for Ochoa. Ochoa brings it down for a moment, and it's Caesars, and the rebound almost finds its way into the net.
Yeah, good ball in by James Kiffey. Sammy Ochoa is there, tries to just knot it down. Looks like he's talking to Wilson Nisha. They're looking to knot it down to Nisha as he's coming around the face. Not on the same page, but a good early attack by Sacramento, getting the ball wide on one side, switching the run of play. James Kiffey probably could have had a little better first touch. Would have liked to see a better first touch to set things up a little quicker, but nonetheless a decent opportunity for Sacramento.
Last time these two teams got together, it was a Sacramento drubbing, 4-0 last August. And here at Bonnie Field, and what a drubbing that was. And Sacramento playing better for that entire 90-plus minutes. They've played better for most of the time here in the first half of play. but has not resulted in the goals they were hoping for.
It's a good run.
Augustine Williams with a quick tap back to himself as Chris Christian, the mark. Augustine Williams, 11 appearances ago for T2, is going to be called on to be a much bigger role in that striker position with Carlton Belmar now with the Swope Park Rangers.
I really don't anticipate too much of a change here for Sacramento. No personnel changes, and I think the quality that they had, the chances that they were creating, the possession in that final third, I think it's just more of the same, and continue to do it. Maybe try to switch the field if things are clogged up on the left or right side. Like to see the ball move side to side a little better. Hamilton nearly gives one up to Ochoa. But really need to finish when you have the opportunities to, and still continue that high press. I like what I see in this first 45 minutes, and I think it's worked really well for Sacramento. This high press style and a high line of confrontation. So hopefully they continue to do that and continue to cause Portland Timbers 2's back four fits with the pressure that they're applying.
And no substitutions for the Timbers 2 as well. Daniel Trickett-Smith trying to sneak one past Renico Clark, who already has a caution tonight. James Kiffey able to bounce it off T2. So here's Daniel Trickett-Smith now. Public using most of the field tonight. You've seen them switch from side to side.
Yeah, the only real change we see is Wilson Nishaw and Daniel Trickett-Smith have switched sides. DTS playing now on the left, was on the right in the first half.
Quick touch over the top, looking for Nishaw. Daniel Trickett-Smith brings it down. James Kiffey will have an opportunity here. Stagnant in the box for the Republic. Can they get one up high here? Here's a header, and it just misses wide.
Oh, that's a great ball in by James Kiffey. I think it probably caught Wilson Nishaw a little bit by surprise right there. Doesn't necessarily believe that ball's going to get there. And as a striker or an attacking player, you got to believe the ball's going to get to you. Maybe caught him by surprise right there, but a good build-up, good play by Sacramento. And interesting going back to the switch of Wilson Nishaw and Daniel Trickett-Smith flopping sides. You know, I thought I saw a really good play, really good combination play between Elliott Horde and Daniel Trickett-Smith in that first half. So going to be interesting to see how these two, Elliott Horde and Wilson Nishaw, can combine going forward in the second half. And same thing on this side with Daniel Trickett-Smith and James Kiffey. How can they combine?
Well, to win our Denny's Fan of the Match experience for your chance to meet a Republic FC player post-match and a $250 Denny gift card. Prize includes watching warm-ups on the field, Republic gear, meeting a player, and of course a $250. Enter the sweepstakes at sacrepublicfc.com. Lewis comes up to disrupt the counter from the Republic. Jeb with his second goal on the season comes by way of penalty kick here. Foul committed in the box by Jeremy Hall. 2 yellow cards shown to the Timbers 2, Renico Clark and Augustine Williams. This ball gets through as Bjornathan sends it back to Hamilton.
Well done by Jeremy Hall there. See the wind starting to play a little bit of a factor as the ball gets lofted into the air. Gets caught up, and Jeremy Hall's the only one thinking about it.
Jeremy Hall on loan from Tampa Bay a season ago, then signed with the Republic in the offseason. But Jeremy Hall has some experience in the MLS as well as NASL. A key contributor to this USL team for the Sacramento Republic, and a player that can pretty much do it all. Play on that back line, can play in the midfield, and he is a guy who's been asked to do a lot. As soon as he came aboard last summer, Kevin, he's answered the call.
Yeah, he's done a great job filling in multiple positions for Sacramento. But another one of those kind of rock steady players that you know what you're going to get day in and day out.
Great move from Danny Barrera here to find James Kiffey in a tough squeeze. And now the pressure being applied by the Timbers too, a little bit of a different mode of attack from what we saw from the Portland squad side here early on, but they've changed now their motive. Starting to see that higher press from them. We saw Sacramento come out with it, a different look for the Republic. Yielded some pretty good results, good possessions, good looks, just not the goal they were hoping for.
Yeah, James Kiffey, Trevin Caesar makes that run right there. James Kiffey probably maybe took one too many touches there. But if you're Trevin Caesar and you flash and you make that run and you put your finger down, you say you want the ball there, and James Kiffey delivers it there, you got to continue your run.
Daniel Trickett-Smith, Caesar in stride to his left. Ochoa trailing, as is Nishaw. Caesar working his way deep into the area. Has Daniel Trickett-Smith from the point. Ricochets off the Timbers. Lamar Batista. Batista's fired up.
It's a great ball by Trevin Caesar. Good first touch by Daniel Trickett-Smith.
Williams getting behind Christian, and now Clementa and company have to get back quickly. Williams quickly to his left foot now. Will set things back up for Bajev. Bajev being squeezed and finding Blake Bodily.
But a great look there by Daniel Trickett-Smith right on the top of the box. And a good block by Portland.
Here's Bajev, goes down softly. Wilson Nishaw, but he whistled for the foul.
Kind of a silly foul on top of the box right there.
Portland got to take some time here early on in the second half of play. Sacramento with the all-time advantage of the series, 3-2, as the Timbers 2 came on in 2015. Tower Bridge Battalion continuing to beat the drums. And Bajev taking quite a few steps back. He might try to poke it right up over this wall. Here's a good-looking strike. A diving save by Evan Newton to his left. And a great play by the keeper. It was Thomas Granito who ended up taking the free kick.
Yeah, good job. Evan Newton had it. Relatively routine save, but a good effort, good strike on target. You know, from that deep, that ball has to have a lot of pace or a lot of movement on it. But Evan Newton does a good job, pairs it away for a corner kick.
Bodily. Heavy ball. Christian colliding with Renico Clark, and goal kick for Sacramento. Well, Sacramento, Kevin, in those two losses, looking at some of the numbers that were now being produced in the USL, and we look at their shots on target, 43% of their shots found target, and those in the 3 wins, and the 2 losses it dropped down to 29%. Republic able to follow up on a couple of goals was a big difference maker. A switch by Jeremy Hall, waited nicely to James Kiffey, a sliding tackle from Blake Bodily. Bodily has done a nice job from the striker possession. A little more defensive minded here as he is set back in. Great ball from Daniel Trickett-Smith. Slipping and falling is Kiffey, but Sacramento still moving forward. Here's the center back. Clementa's just going to give it a go. Couple of hops into the arms of Wade Hamilton.
Clementa not too bashful to be pulling the trigger from 40 yards. Doesn't catch it cleanly. It's a good look at Clementa stepping forward there.
And live action here, a little too heavy for Trevin Caesar from Chris Christian.
Not on the same page. I mean, that's what's just so frustrating. You got a good opportunity to break. Chris Christian does a really good job to control that ball.
One of the key losses for the Timbers, too, was Marco Farfan, just a youngster, but has played himself into the 18 for the Timbers in the MLS side. And how about Marco Farfan? 4 starts already, the left back position, was Team of the Week honors in MLS as the whistle blows. Bajev able to pick up the foul.
Yeah, we saw Farfan last year, you know, quality young left back who you typically don't see too many young players get an opportunity, especially in the back in MLS. You see sometimes you can take a risk on an attacking-minded player going forward, even across the world for that matter. Not even in MLS only. But interesting to see Farfan has done a great job for Portland so far.
8 tackles in his MLS debut.
Get yourself stuck in early. Make your presence known.
And Portland playing well. Won again today. Darlington Nagbe with a beauty from about 18 out. And
absolute peach of a goal.
It was absolutely fantastic, and it was Darren Maddox who scored the second goal, so a 2-1 win over Vancouver.
This one sprayed nicely to the left side. Arboleda very active in that first half of play. Haven't seen much of him here in the second 45, and I think that's a good sign for the Sacramento Republic to keep it away for number 19. Christian slips and falls here. Now an opportunity for the T2. Off the face and hands of Jeremy Hall.
Seen a lot of guys slipping here tonight, Rob. Well done by Jeremy. Good pressure. Forces that turnover.
Here's Chris Christian softly sending it.
Still silly giveaway. A lot of these giveaways here right now.
Just a little bit out of sync, it seems, here after coming out of the break.
You know, it seems like some guys want to go, some guys want to stay. It's not happening in sync whatsoever. So, I mean, something's off, something's changed a little bit. You need to regroup, maybe even put your foot on the ball if you're Jeremy Hall or Danny Barrera. Slow things down when you do in possession. It seems like the last 5 minutes has been win possession, give the ball back, win possession, give the ball back. So you need to slow things down a little bit when you do have the ball. Continue to press, though. Continue to press and press as a unit. But when you win the ball back, you got to keep it for a little bit and slow it down and regroup. Catch your breath.
Looking for Bodley here. Valentine and Kiffey going up. Valentine wearing the captain's armband on loan from the Timbers tonight, making his first T2 appearance of the season. 25-year-old playing that right back position, but he's allowed Bodley and Williams to really own that right side as Bajev has slid over the wing position as well at times, playing in that 9-hole.
See this pressure.
Softly sent back.
This pressure by P2 is doing really forcing Sacramento for these type of situations. Just lumping the ball up after you win possession, and look who comes away with it again. Portland's done a good job here.
Whistle blows,
just
it finally
snuck
goes
out of bounds.
And you know what? Along that touch line, the Timbers have been much better in the second half to keep it in play, keep that possession going.
Well, it shows, you know, once you start to get that momentum and then your opposition, you know, their only option or result is to lump the ball out. If you can pick up the second balls, it becomes such a fun style, you know, stretch of the game to play in, where you can retain possession and keep going at him, There's another silly fortune for Sacramento. Jeremy Hall's there.
So Jeremy Hall pushed in the back, and a foul is called, and Bajev can't believe it.
That's a silly
but clear
foul.
as day from everyone. You extend the arm. There's no way that the referee here tonight, Rambi Touchon, is not going to be able to call that one. And so a free kick coming up for Sacramento here. And one look at it, Kevin, very easy to call.
Yeah, Bajev's just diving in. Once again, you move your feet and you're from a little bit hesitant from behind on top of the 18-yard box. You're going to get that called on you every single time. Sacramento needs to figure out a way to capitalize on something like this year. Haven't seen too many free kick set pieces.
Well, how many have you seen from Emer Clemente? We saw the beautiful strike against Los Angeles Galaxy 2 a season ago, but here he is now in a key moment of this game. He's got a strong right foot. You've also got Danny Barrera, the captain for the Republic,
so this is,
up there as well.
So this is, you got to test Wade Hamilton, and you got to follow this thing up. So all the guys that are sitting on the 18-yard box need to peel off, spin around, and get yourself, look for a rebound.
Watch Kiffey out wide here. Here's Danny Barrera. Curls it in, but Hamilton there.
Yeah, Hamilton read that all day. Simple save for him, but good job. I mean, put it on target. You got to test the goalkeeper. If you catch him leaning one way or the other, that ball becomes a lot more difficult to save. A chance right there to retain possession. Silly giveaway again.
T2 has outplayed the Republic here in the second half of play, and slow to get is Tomas Granito, and maybe injured here as he's holding his right ankle. And now a yellow card being showed to Danny Barrera, and that's the first yellow card of the Republic. And a substitution coming up, as it'll be Harry Williams to replace Trevin Caesar. So we might see Wilson Isha up top, but Harry Williams also listed as a striker in the Republic media guide. So, and now continuation, a little bit of shoving and talking after the play here, as Tomas Granito does not get up quickly.
Trevin Caesar doesn't even realize he's been subbed out. He's mixing it up.
So number 9, Harry Williams, a 20-year-old from Cheltenham, England, will get his first run. Typically used as a substitution, making his 5th appearance on the year. And after an hour gone by here, Kevin, Sacramento not able to get on the board. They've had quite a few good looks. Just not able to send it home quite yet. And so Trevin Caesar's night is over after a full good work, and great game for Trevin Caesar, just didn't get on the board.
Yeah, I think a pretty solid shift for him tonight. I think he definitely wishes he's going to get on the score sheet, especially with that chance at the end of the first half. If it wasn't for a great save by Wade Hamilton, he would have done so. But 60-minute sub, you know, I think Paul's trying to mix things up. Paul Buckle's trying to mix things up a little bit, change the look of the attack going forward, and see if Harry Williams. I mean, at this point, if you come in, if you're getting the run for 30 minutes, how can you come in and impact the game? We saw it last week with Belmar, where he really impacted the game. He's had a quick look at that yellow card, the tackle.
So Joe Williams, Nishan, Barrera, Hall, Trickett, Smith, Hort, Clementa, Christian, Kiffey, and Newton. Off the face of Williams. Will Williams get to it first? Renico, Clark, and Williams going shoulder to shoulder, and it'll be a goal kick for Timbers 2.
That's Harry Williams as a sub coming in. It's always interesting how you make it, you know, your first touch or whatever you're doing. How do you get yourself into the feel of the game, the flow of the game? And right there, take one off the back and go shoulder to shoulder with one of the big center backs, Renico Clark. Welcome to the game. Now get yourself involved in the attack, Harry Williams.
Soccer fans, Nike, an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. And one guy we wanted to key on early was Sammy Ochoa. We haven't seen a lot of number 13 tonight.
No, not a lot. I mean, he's done a good job at the battling with those center backs, but haven't seen him as they're going to look right there. Haven't seen him too much involved in the box, being dangerous and causing fits going forward, but he's done a good job in the hold-up play. Just like to see him spin a little bit and get involved when he does, when he can.
Valentin whistled for the foul as Ochoa. Not easy to take down, but the whistle has been blown quite a few times tonight, and it blows again. Kiffey pauses for a moment, lost this one up high, gets hung up in the wind just a tad. Kiffey's gonna have to come back up and charge it, but it's Bodley who gets ahead to it, and just a quick missed opportunity for Augustine Williams and the Timbers too.
Yeah, that was a real opportunity for T2 to break right there, P2 to break. Ball just skips, unable to read the bounce.
And for our fans at home with busy schedules, we now offer Pick Your Plan ticket packages. These plans include 9 matches that start at $162. Also, you get on the list of the priority seating or the MLS. So visit SacRepublicFC.com to pick your plan today.
Sammy Ochoa still battling with those two center backs. Just as called for the foul off the ball. Having a talking to right now. I think it's the second or third time that the referees come to him and talk to him about the physicality between him and the center backs. But still, Sacramento, I mean, the bit lethargic here the last 15 minutes. Need to pick things up, pick the tempo, pick the pace up, and get everyone on the same page to know that they want to go forward. Then go forward as one when they can.
240-plus minutes now, Kevin, without a goal. Does that concern you for the Republic?
No, I think you've had some really good chances. Not yet. You know, I wouldn't really sound the alarm. But when you're playing against a team that's 0-5 at home off a long road stretch with a week to prep and get ready for, I mean, that's a bit concerning, more so than the goals.
Quickly from Danny Barrera, finding Harry Williams. Harry Williams will spray it to the left side. James Kiffey moving forward. The crowd is up. Kiffey down low. Back heel. Opportunity for the Republic squandered away.
Well done by Danny Barrera. Unlucky.
Williams looking to get behind Christian and Clementa. Sending it out of play is Evan Newton.
Yeah, well done, Evan Newton coming out. It's a good ball by Harry Williams to stretch the field a little bit. Sees that streaking James Kiffey.
And again, the Republic have moved well. The attack has looked good. They just have not been able to put it away. Republic ending with 52 points a season ago, best in the West. This season, they're hanging in there in the top 4 in the West. And Valentin able to skirt along that touch line. Whistle not blown. And Blake Bodley now putting on a clinic in the middle of the park here.
That's some good footwork by Bodley.
Here's Arboleda with a very strong right foot. Just taps it back to Bijev. And Bijev, ever so dangerous, has the lone goal tonight, has 2 on the season, scored 8 a season ago.
Tell you what, though, I mean, Portland can do what they want to do with the ball right now. That's not a good sign for Sacramento. They need to be more tuned in. Sacramento lucky not to get a foul called right there.
And back behind Christian goes Williams, sliding is Newton. Now here's a break for Arboleda. Now it's only man to beat is Christian. Easy pickings for Arboleda, and it's 2-0. The Timbers 2 over the Republic at the 68th minute mark.
That's just a howler right there by Chris Christian. He knows that. He's got to know that the weight of that ball, or know where he is on the pitch, that to figure out that's going to take a lot to get to Evan Newton. Decides to let it go through his legs. Should have taken a touch. And you see, you got guys arguing in the back for Sacramento, but Chris Christian's got to realize where he is on the field, realize what the weight of the pass is, and know that that's not the right decision. It all comes down to decisions right there. And Evan Newton's just caught no man's land, and no fault to him. And Arboleda does a great job, coolly slots the ball, far post. I tell you what, though, absolute dagger for Sacramento's hopes here to get themselves back into the game.
And
moving into the 68th, 69th minute. You got 20 minutes to go. It's a hill, Everest to climb at this point. And you can see
the body language.
The body language right now for the Republic is just everyone's dragging.
Republic played so well in that first 45. And the foul by Jeremy Hall in the box changed everything. Back heel from Daniel Trickett-Smith, Ochoa and company. Now it finds the feet of Elliott Horde from UC Davis. Played at Fresno Fuego a season ago. Made 10 appearances before showing up with the Republic as a trialist. Was signed fairly quickly after a very nice early performance in Bijev. Showing his pace now on the left side of the field, moving forward, has Williams in stride as well, cuts it back for a moment.
It's well done by Bijev right there. With the ball, he just totally outruns both Elliott Horde and Danny Barrera. And maybe this is a factor of that high pressure that we're talking about. Just looks like guys are a bit lethargic and not on the same page with each other. And maybe it is because they've been pressing for so long.
And Sacramento still has 2 substitutions. Harry Williams came in for Trevin Caesar at the hour mark. And
hard tackle
Kiffy
right there.
has gone down hard, as coming in is Thomas Granito. And Granito just almost with a tackle of James Kiffy there along that touch line. No booking coming, but a stern warning from the referee, Remy Touchon. You've got 20 minutes here, Kevin. You're down 2 goals, not an insurmountable amount by any means. What do you need to see from the Republic, though?
Continue to play. I mean, I think something needs to change right now for them. For the last 20 minutes, I really feel like Portland's dominated and been way more dangerous to the two teams. So you do have 20 minutes, down 2, a big hill. We're going to get a quick look at this challenge, but a big hill to climb, but still move the ball quickly. And I think the body language and the attitude really needs to change for Sacramento, and stop feeling sorry for themselves and take advantage of these opportunities to set piece. Allow yourself to set things up, get your guys in the box, and deliver.
And Andre Lewis is now hit with the yellow card. That's the 3rd of the night against the Timbers 2, the 4th of the game. And so Andre Lewis getting that yellow card, brought to you by McDonald's.
Take another look here, just a late challenge here.
And Danny Barrera into the mix as well. We're in the 72nd minute, 2-0. Arboleda and Bijev with the 2 goals for the Timbers 2 tonight. Timbers 2 looking for their first points of the season. They're in good position here.
I think second balls, if you're Daniel Trickett-Smith and Wilson Nishaw across the top of the box, these 2 guys are really important.
You've got Clementa moving hard. Timbers 2 get ahead to it. Barrera back to his strong left foot. Looking for Hall, it's dangerous as Williams comes flying through. Arboleda takes out Barrera, no call there. They'll switch it to the other side of the park. This ball sent in hard and in low.
Needs to be a better ball.
It's Emer Clementa still fighting. He's got to get back at some point as Jeremy Hall has dropped back into that center position.
There's a chance for Portland to break.
They've had plenty of those tonight, Kevin.
Besides, retain possession, keep the ball. Good decision by Zarek Valentine. It's a good chance to break for Sacramento now.
Well, here's a chance for Ochoa. Right at his feet, he finds a gift. He's got Williams to his left, has nowhere to go, circles it back around. And now it's Jeremy Hall to find Jeremy Kiffey in stride. Jeremy Hall sets that one up, lofts it from Kiffey. Kiffey sends it in, and it's Hamilton who picks it up out of the air.
Now if you're Sacramento, if you're playing, if you got heavy legs, if you're tired, whatever it is, you got to still make sure that your technique's not going to let you down. So, you know, we've seen last week, at this point on, a lot of poor balls served in the box. So need to make sure that mentally that you really focus on these things, these simple little tasks, the short 10-yard passes, the whip ball in the box, whatever it is. You need to spend more mental energy and more concentration on these things to make sure that that your technique's not letting you down and you're serving the ball in the box and doing the right thing for your teammates.
On the other side here, Kevin, you have a very young team, average age of 20 right now on the pitch for the Timbers too. Easy to let up to. There's going to be opportunities for the Republic late in this one. And tussling and giving it up, and again the Republic have turned the ball over, but somehow it's Danny Barrera who's found it back. Danny Barrera looking for Ochoa. Ochoa offside. I don't know about that one.
Not by much right there.
And it'll be Tyler Blackwood to come in for Sammy Ochoa here. So Tyler Blackwood making his 6th appearance on the season. A very impressive start for Blackwood, as he does have a goal on the year, but he is a player that only was given rest tonight, not for any other reason, not in that starting 11.
So you got Blackwood coming out to the left, Daniel Trickett-Smith's going out to the right. Wilson Nisha, Harry Williams up top with Danny Barrera and Jeremy Hall in the middle of the park here. So Wilson Nisha moves up to that striker position. I think a bit of a more natural position for him.
And Tyler Blackwood loves that left side, the 25-year-old from London, played his collegiate ball at South Florida. And here goes Sacramento, a chance for Wilson Nisha. Wilson Nisha, just quick shot behind, and Hamilton loses it, saves it before it goes across the line.
Almost an absolute howler of a goal for Wade Hamilton. Fortunate for him, just clears it off the line. But you see, once again, immediately Wilson Nisha making an effect, and that's a bit of a soft challenge right there by Blackwood. Andy Augustine Williams goes down pretty softly. But you get another look at this ball played back. Looks like Zarek Valentine just gets a toe on it, pokes it back to Wade Hamilton. You can see him back here right now live. He's chuckling a little bit, but just an absolute howler. And fortunate for him, that thing's cleared off the line.
When you talk about unlucky, that's a perfect example of the Republic being unlucky. And Hamilton ruffles it, and it just does not find the net. So Sacramento remains down 2 goals with 75 minutes gone by.
It was a great first touch by Wilson Nisha, by the way. Ball over the top, kind of over his shoulder, is able to control the top of his boot, which is, I mean, really tough skill.
And I understand the point of bringing Nisha out of the wing. I just prefer Nisha up top. I think he brings a lot. He follows up balls. And I think you lose a lot when you have Wilson Nisha back in that midfield.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's always willing to make that run, which is what I love about him.
Jeremy Hall goes in hard. Throw here for Valentine. Christian with a little shove on Williams. Williams has given Christian fits tonight, able to stay up on his feet. Low cross set in, gets behind Clemente. Ball dribbles into the arms of Evan Newton. And again, the Timbers, too, with a great opportunity. Kevin, this could easily be 4-0 here tonight. The Timbers, too, have had some really good looks.
Another good look right there. Chris Christian needs to defend better. Looks like he's just going for the physical push.
Well, here's
needs to work his feet a little bit better.
Elliot Horde now moving forward as well. Kiffey has it deflected.
Really, Sacramento right now needs to just move the ball quickly.
Trying to get a little cheeky with his knee shot. Crowd sliding through is Harry Williams, bringing a spark to this club here. Jeremy Hall loses it again, Granito, and there's just been too many of those mistakes here tonight. Well, fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information around the league. Tune in to the USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. It's 9 o'clock Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. They also do the Game of the Week. USLsoccer.com is where you can find it. Elliot Horde battling with Arboleda, and Arboleda picks up the foul.
It's good work there by Elliot Horde.
And a substitution as Nico Brett will come on for Blake Bodley when there's an opportunity to do so. And it appears that opportunity is now. So Blake Bodley, more of a defensive role, even that striker position tonight, he has played well. But his evening is over, and here's a player who has had a nice impact for the Timbers 2 squad over the years. A 25-year-old from Jamaica, making 28 appearances a season ago. Off the bench tonight, making his 5th appearance on the season. And just a bad ball trying to force it to Wilson Nishon. The Republic have been in trouble with that. The mental mistakes the Republic team has made in the last couple of weeks, Kevin, has been a bit of alarming.
I saw Chris Christian this afternoon, or this evening, obviously with that poor decision.
Harry Williams, nice find to James Kiffey. Kiffey dribbling forward. James Kiffey trying to find an inch. Curls it back in. Good look for Sacramento, but it's Hamilton again.
Yeah, Hamilton comes out of the ball. It's going to be Hamilton's all day. Still would like to see 1 or 2 Sacramento guys challenging for that ball, making it more difficult for Wade Hamilton. Maybe catch a bobble, see a rebound in some capacity.
Tower Bridge Battalion still into it on that north end, trying to rally the boys in Old Glory Red to victory here. At least 2 goals for a point. 9 on this season, started this season 3-0, and a lot of players slipping out on the field tonight.
Look at that ball served in. Wade Hamilton coming out, snatching it in the air.
Along the right side, here's Daniel Trickett-Smith now in stride. Elliott Horde down low, looking for Nisha. Following up is Harry Williams. Harry Williams brought down to the box. They say no, they'll play on.
So Elliott, excuse me.
And here's breaking free, easy offside call.
To Harry Williams has looked really good here. Talk about making an impact. Came in for, he's been in for about 20 minutes now. Seems to be the one guy out there that looks like he's got the freshest legs, and he's been the one that's been the most proactive going forward, whether it's making tackles or following up, winning second balls. But just looks like he's on that second gear. But the rest of the guys, the majority of Sacramento, is still stuck on different pages and being reactive rather than proactive.
Here's Tyler Blackwood, who came to the substitution short time ago. Will concede to James Kiffey for the throw here. Republic will volley it around deep in the attacking third here.
Fortunate for Sacramento to get that corner kick call. It's a good opportunity here.
Here's a Chick-fil-A corner kick coming up, and it will be Daniel Trickett-Smith. Now, Daniel Trickett-Smith came on in a blaze midway through last season as DTS was signed from Liverpool Youth Academy early on in the year. And we do have a player down, and they're going to bring out the medical staff for this one. It's Victor Arboleda, who has a goal tonight. And the time will eventually be added at the end of this thing. For Sacramento, they've got a couple on the road. For the next 3, again, another 3-match road trip. The Vancouver Whitecaps, San Antonio, and the Real Monarchs. It's not going to get any easier for the Sacramento Republic. And it's Russell Cicerone who will come in for the injured Victor Arboleda. And then for Portland, they're going to host San Antonio next week. So both of these teams have a bit of a challenge ahead of them.
Substitution in the 81st minute. Leaving match 19, Victor Arboleda, replaced by number 29, Russell Cicerone.
So Arboleda slow to walk off, and this tend to happen. When you've got a lead, you're going to work every minute you can. Try to give your club the advantage, and although the fans here don't like it, there is Russell Cicerone who sprints in. Crowd trying to keep this one from getting out of hand. The Republic, short corner. Danny Barrera pauses for a moment, sends it in behind his head. It goes from Harry Williams, and Harry Williams pops it up high, and no play on the ball for Hamilton. And so it'll be a goal kick now for the Timbers 2.
Good little effort there. Danny Barrera comes up. Ball's played pretty hard back to him. Good first touch. There's a good ball in the box. Those runs probably need to be recycled a little bit. You see Perry Williams trying to work away from the goal to get his head on it. You want to see the opposite. You want to see those guys crash in the net. Makes it much easier. So shove right there.
And a foul called. Easily there. Well, we talked about that schedule coming up, and you can catch it right back on the CW 31 on May 13th. That is against the Real Monarchs. Kickoff 6:30 Saturday, May 13th. Complete schedule, republicfc.com. 21 matches on the CW 31 this season. Clementa moving forward. The Republic looking to attack here. Strong ball set back. Kiffy will get to it. And Kiffy has it deflected, but it'll roll out of play. Republic need to move quickly here. They're down 2 goals with about 10 minutes or so to play. Added with that extra time. Good ball here from Chris Christian. And it headed in, and it's Daniel Trickett-Smith and Hamilton with another beauty of a save. And the Republic just can't catch a break.
Yeah, you saw Hamilton coming out a little bit, trying to maybe think about winning that ball in the air. Backtracks, and still Sacramento can't break through.
Hamilton has been brilliant tonight, and another opportunity for the Sacramento Republic stopped by the keeper, Wade Hamilton. On the run, Sacramento here, live action. As this one sent out of play, and a few words from Lamar Batista for Harry Williams. Ball gets taken a little bit of extra time here. Throw for Sacramento, finding Harry Williams, having some time for Horde. Quickly touched. Sacramento back at it again, and another turnover as Daniel Trickett-Smith sends it blindly into the feet of the Timbers 2. Christian has to get back. And those 2 goals by the Timbers 2 tonight is the first time this season the Republic have allowed multiple goals in a game. This ball sent hard in, popped up high by Renico Clark, and it'll be a corner kick for Sacramento.
Sacramento's knocking on the door right now, but this is where it comes. We talk about that final pass, that final strike, the final ball in the box, the right pass, the right weight. Something needs to happen here in order. It needs to change, it needs to be better.
DTS, back post, falls away, touch last, and goal kick, Timbers 2. And well, May is bike month, so bike every home match is a place for local bike community. Republic FC offers free bike valet parking at each of their matches, and also free bike repairs. So if you get a flat on the way, Kevin, they'll take care of that for you. Also, bike meetups is all made possible by Saba and California Family Fitness. To learn more, visit sacrepublicfc.com. Temperatures dropping here in the springtime air. 86 minutes gone by here at Papa Murphy's Park. Slips and falls, and now Republic with a chance as Tyler Blackwood able to get to his feet, and just a heavy touch here. A lot of players slipping and falling here as there was a lot of rain in the preseason and the early get-go of this season. Trying to get this field ready to go. The second home match here in regular season play. Republic won the first one. Struggling, down 2 in this one here. Emeril Clementa now will step it up and switch to the other side of the park. Meets Kiffy. Kiffy with a couple of touches into the middle, finding Danny Barrera. Barrera looking to a strong left foot, finding Blackwood. Now back to Barrera, lofts it back in, and again it's Bjornathan who gets ahead to it. Right back, here comes Harry Williams. Harry Williams with a turn. And a great defensive get.
Sacramento just can't break through. I think Portland's doing a really good job of snuffing out all these chances that Sacramento's creating here.
Defensively, the Timbers, too, have gotten back in the places they needed to be at the right exact moments they wanted to be. They struggled with that in the early get-go. Defensively, they have looked as good as they have all season here against the Republic.
Yeah, going to take a miracle here for Sacramento to try to get 2 back here, but keep pressing nonetheless.
Here's Nisha. There's been space. There's been opportunity for Republic. Just not the end result. Clementa lets it go through. Back heel from DTS, looking for Harry Williams. Barrera will meet it, finding Daniel Trickett-Smith again, looking to get past Barista. And now another opportunity. Ball set in hard. Hamilton.
Another deflection right into Hamilton. That doesn't, you know, however many times out of 10 that ball gets deflected going in. I mean, it goes right into Hamilton's path. He's able to collect it calmly. Bit unlucky for Sacramento once again.
Quick foul, quick start for the Sacramento Republic. Final moments here. Papa Murphy Park. It was a week ago. Portland had multiple chances, outshot the Whitecaps 16-9, but fell 1-0. Here tonight, the Republic have outshot the Timbers 2, and yet it is the Timbers 2 who lead 2-0. That right side quickly subbed in with Nico Brett. In his rookie year, had 7 goals, 3 assists for the Timbers 2, and to find himself on the bench tonight. Another key part of this young Timbers 2 squad. Nearing 90 minutes on the clock, and the crowd has gone a bit quiet here at Papa Murphy's Park as they're looking for something to get excited about, Kevin. What a fantastic first home opening match it was, and quite a difference here tonight. It started out a lot of pace, a lot of energy. The crowd felt like this was going to be a big, wide open match. And you know what, for the Timbers 2, it's been the other way, where they've been able to create some of the excitement coming off that foul by Jeremy Hall early in the first half and set up the goal by Bajev, and it's been that way ever since.
Yeah, and really Sacramento looked so good in that first 45 minutes.
Here's Danny Barrera. Barrera will switch to the left side, finding James Kiffey, or at least attempting to, and not able to get a go.
Another example, just not on the same page. Too heavy of a pass, but it needs a little bit less weight on it.
Well, the fourth official has indicated there is 4 minutes of Gilmore Services stoppage time when you need a dependable Sacramento HVAC company. Trust Gilmore Heating and Air. We have one more substitution as well coming up. As it's Mac Ornstill coming for Bajev.
And the fourth officials indicated a minimum of 4 minutes.
So Bajev, the first time he's been subbed off this season. Williams now keeps it low on the turf. Jeremy Hall to Clementa. Trying to find an edge. Hamilton again. Hamilton has been brilliant tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, he's that save at the end of the first half was massive for Portland. I mean, that changes the game drastically. He's had a couple other good saves, almost had a howler. The rest of the stuff he's been doing has been pretty much stuff that you would expect your goalkeeper to do.
His first appearance on the season has been a good one for the backup keeper. And for Sacramento, it has just gone flat here in the second half. That second goal seemed to be the dagger that put this thing away for the Timbers too. Ball lofted in. Daniel Trickett-Smith, backheader, and it heads over the bar there. And again, Hamilton in the right position though. And we've seen a couple of really good looks from the Republic tonight, I think just not there.
Daniel Trickett-Smith needs to do a little bit better with that. It's a good ball in the box. He needs to maybe try to flick it down towards the ground, towards the back post, so it sails over the goal for a goal kick. at least test Wade Hamilton there.
Trying to spring something forward from that back line. The Republic did such a nice job from that center back position to be able to start the attack. Tonight it's been a little bit flat. It's been a lot of high pressure as Wilson Nisho tries to take a turn and set it away, and a deflection. And how is that not a corner kick?
It is a corner kick. It is a handball there. Looks like it's Renico Clark goes down. Not intentional, but hands in an unnatural position. I think Sacramento's got an argument there. Nonetheless, Rami Touchon says no.
Ball driven hard. Kippy looking for a bit of space here. Gets it by Brett. This one's lofted high. Headed in, and it's right into the hands of Hamilton. Great ball from Jeremy Hall on the header. It just, again, it's Hamilton with a stop.
I tell you what, good kudos for Hamilton for being in the right place, positioning himself nicely, but the ball just seems to be, he seems to have a magnet on him with that ball going right to him. He's not really tasked with making too athletic of saves, minus that first one, ending that first half.
He almost lost one that ended up in an own goal.
But I tell you what, he's done a great job, and I'll credit that for Hamilton knowing where to be, where to position himself, how to put himself in the right spot to make saves. Fortunate for him, things are going right to him, and he's handling them.
Say great players make it look easy, right?
Right.
Obviously, Hamilton's great yet, but he's shown some promise at 22 years of age from Marietta, California. Tyler Blackwood in stride. Clearing it away is Valentin. And we're nearing those 4-minute mark, and that is it. So the Republic, with the home crowd behind them, could not power up enough to score a couple of goals here. It's the Timbers, too, come out on the road and take the energy to their own advantage and win this one 2-0. Goals by Arboleda and Bajev. And it's the first 3 points of the season for the Timbers, too. And it came right here on the CW31. We got a post-game show coming up. Don't go away. We'll have your highlights, your stats, final thoughts from Kevin Goldthwait, and also what the Republic need to do now as they head on the road for 3 more. We'll have all that and more coming up right after this.
Energy connects us to our communities, to each other. As your community-owned electric service, SMUD is committed to clean energy and technology that's good for the environment. That's why we're championing electric vehicles. We're providing a rebate and discounted charging rate when you purchase or lease a new plug-in electric vehicle. Let's connect energy, transportation, and our community. Learn more at smud.org/drive-electric.
Murphy's Law says if you have ingredients for chaos, chaos will happen. Papa Murphy's Law says if you have a pizza made right in front of you with ingredients like scratch-made dough and fresh-grated real mozzarella, peace will reign at dinner time. Murphy's Law of, uh-oh. Papa Murphy's Law of, oh yes. Tonight, home bake a large cowboy, just $10. Papa Murphy's.
With a competitive rate on you could open up a whole new world. And we'll be with you every step of the way. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Welcome back to Papa Murphy's Park. A disappointing result for the Sacramento Republic tonight, who fall 2-0 to the visiting Timbers 2. Let's take a look at your NorCal Honda final highlights. And Kevin, it started off so well for the Sacramento Republic. The energy was there, the pace, the attack, the defense, all coming together. and then they just could not find the back of the net.
I mean, really, really good first 35, 40 minutes for Sacramento. I love the line of pressure that they're applying. They had a lot of decent chances. We're getting in behind Portland quite a bit. Just unfortunate for Sacramento. Jeremy Hall with a relatively soft penalty conceded. Guys running away from the goal. Allows Portland to get up 1-0. A really good opportunity for Sacramento to finish off that first half with Trevin Caesar breaking through from a ball from from Danny Barrera, and a great save by Wade Hamilton to keep the thing at 1-0 going into halftime.
And Hamilton playing well all night, and then the mishap on the backside there again is an Arboleda able to clean it up. Christian no match, and so Sacramento would not be able to counter here in the full 90+ change. And for Sacramento Republic, it's going to be a result that they weren't expecting, especially here at home. That's the first home loss of the season. Let's take a moment now and we'll take a look at their final stats, brought to you by Sacramento State. And for the Sacramento Republic, possession seemed to be there, but the shots just did not find the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, really, the way I kind of summarize this is just an uninspired effort the last second half, where I think the guys just did not look like they had their best stuff tonight. So, I mean, time to regroup, get back on track.
All right, let's take a look at our Zoom image of the night. Is Trevin Caesar, who had a couple of really good looks, and in stride, this was from a perfectly weighted ball from Danny Barrera, and again, it was Hamilton who came up big and not able to put it away. And let's take a look now and head down to Julissa Ortiz, who has our Papa Murphy's Man of the Match interview.
Here with the man of the match, Wilson Nisha. Good evening to you. I know it wasn't the result we were looking for, but what was it like to be back at home in front of a sellout crowd tonight?
I mean, it's the best feeling for us, obviously. We're so disappointed we haven't got the result for the fans, but, you know, we want to be playing at home. We don't want to be playing away, traveling, you know, with no support. So, but we know in away matches that we've got the watch parties, everyone watches it, so we're so grateful, and honestly, it's the best fans in America.
It definitely was a physical and intense game the entire 90 minutes. I did notice a switch at one point into the striker position for you. Do you prefer to play up top or out wide?
I mean, I play where the coach puts me. You know, I'm just grateful to be on the pitch. You know, coach should trust me to do a job for the team, and you know, I just try to do that to my full potential, whatever that may be, wherever on the pitch.
Speaking of preferences, tonight as you're heading home, what song will you be listening to get you ready for the next match?
Probably won't be listening to music tonight, but during the week I'll try and put some lift me up songs on, you know, maybe a bit of Madonna or something. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Wilson Nisha, thanks so much. Your man of the match. Back over to you.
All right, thank you for that. Julissa Ortiz with Wilson Nisha tonight. Nisha playing well, but just not enough for the Republic, who fall this one 2-0. They want to thank our entire crew behind the scenes as well in the field. A lot of hard work goes in each and every match. An entire team over CW31 and with the Republic as well. For Julissa Ortiz and Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Hope you have a great night, everyone. The Republic on the road for the next couple of games. Make sure you tune to the CW31 in a couple of weeks, as we'll be having the Real Monarchs right here at 6:30 p.m. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.